Everybody, MJ here. We're going to try this again. We had an unstable internet connection before. Hey, how are you? Yeah, Kimmy, how you doing? All right, nice to see you on YouTube. Hi everyone, MJ here. Welcome to Taiwan. Yeah, good morning. It's evening here. I appreciate it. My glasses are kind of fogged up, so hey. I know. Well, you know, that was the thumbnail. I had some internet connection problems, and I came on. I got my purple mask. I'm doing good, Kimmy. How you doing? All right, nice to see you. So, and so Kimmy from Periscope. Yeah, I know who you are. So yeah, I had seen your last message, and I didn't. I thought it might be you, but I wasn't sure. So yeah, I know. And you used to be really active on Twitter, and yeah, we had some nice conversations. So welcome. Now I got this week's allocation of masks. So yeah, I got this week's allocation of masks, and they were purple, man. I just wanted you to see how cool this is. So I'm gonna pop this thing off, and I still have my little, you know, my little things there. I can drop it down. I'm also going to take off my hat. All right, now the great part about it is now, all right, now my glasses will unfog. So you guys know I love whiskey, and I don't drink too many blended whiskeys. I do a couple, like Teachers. I want to try this one, Monkey Shoulder. I got this yesterday, and it is a blended whiskey, but it's a, you know, it's a Scotch. And I find it a little bit harsh. Some of these whiskeys, they're a little too oaky, or if they're a little too much bite to them. You know, you open them up with a couple drops of water, and it's a well-known chemical process, you know, that helps the tasteability, if you will, of the whiskey. But I put some ice in it because I'm an Asian. So I know it sounds sacrilegious, but some scotches I do put some ice in. And it's actually nice. With the ice in it, it opens up the flavor. This tastes a lot like Japanese whiskey. Thank you. Yeah, well, I gotta tell you, J-Boy, I missed all last week. And, you know, I have... Oh, that's my Bluetooth speaker shutting off. I was doing a lot of studio work, okay, and mastering jobs and some mixing jobs for some other people. And one of them, I'm gonna play something for you that I did a couple of weeks ago. I'm actually gonna play it for you in a few minutes because I had an email conversation with the lead developer for PRISM Live Studio, and I'll tell you about that in a few minutes because there's some very important information. If you use PRISM Live Studio for live streaming, there's something that you really need to know about the audio in order to make it work for you. Now, while I got you here, I got some spicy fried chicken, and this is like Korean style. Okay, this is Korean style here and Chinese. So I want to try this. And you know, Cheetos and Taiwan are kind of interesting because there's a love and hate thing. Like a lot of foreigners that live here like Cheetos. You hear me rustling this. You go to Costco and you get a giant bag, but here you can get these little tiny bags. I don't think they're that popular. And this is just a, you know, it just says chicken on it. And this one says, and it's like home style. Anyway, it's yeah. Anyway, it's a cheese. So I'm going to try these in a little while. And I've got, you saw the thumbnail, I've got some, you know, we're always having dinner together. Here's some of these bacon wraps. I'm going to pop a little bit of that white pepper on it and some of the cayenne pepper. Regular Taiwan sausage. Wow. All right, now, let's get into the technical discussion about PRISM Live. And by the way, before I go any further, I don't know why, but my numbers on Periscope are dismal. I'd have like anywhere between 20 or 30 viewers at a time, so thank you, ma'am. I appreciate it, J-Boy. And coming from you, as an Indian person, it means even more, because if there's any cuisine in the world that knows something about flavoring and spicing, it would be Indian. You know, Thai's another one too. There are several cuisines around the world that are known, and Italian cuisine, of course, French cuisine, they're known for levels of intricacy and flavor layering and stuff. So I appreciate that, man. Coming from an Indian, that's a lot, because Indian folks know how to cook, they know how to eat, and they know how to have a good time. So, as you know, I'm going to show you something right now. Right. I'm going to, sorry about my ham. I'm going to turn my volume up a little bit. I'm going to play just about 10 seconds of an audio file. Now, here's what I'd like for you to do. If you have Bluetooth speakers or earbuds that are stereo, or even wired earbuds that you can plug in your device, I'd like you to go ahead and plug those in. So, like for the next couple of minutes, we're going to talk about audio, and I'm going to show you a few things. Yeah, it is laborious, yes. I'll give you a few seconds to put your earbuds in. When I was a young man in high school, one of my high school buddies visited India over the summer, and we said they were getting ready to eat. And his hosts, Indian host, Pasanma, Yoma, go. Good shit. He's offering me some peanuts, which I love. So, they gave him a raw peeled onion. And he said, what is this for? And they said, well, we want you to take a bite out of it. He's like, you're kidding. Nope. Thank you. Take a bite out of the onion. And to warm up for the Indian food. Now, okay, now for those of you who may not know this, I have had quite a long, like this entire past year, a good relationship with the developers at Naver. Those are the folks that own the Line app in Korea. And they're the ones that own and develop PRISM. Absolutely, I know that. And I can't take credit for anything. All I can tell you is what I asked them to do. I asked them to go stereo, and they did. Now, if you got your earbuds in, you'll notice if I go like this on one side and this on the other side, you'll notice that we're broadcasting in stereo from the phone. Mobile phones have a top mic and a bottom mic, and that's so they can do phase canceling. That means that other outside noises that reach both microphones at equal level get canceled. But because your voice is closer to one mic, it's louder on that side, and it gets through the cancellation. That's how it works. Now, PRISM Live has two modes. One they call mixing, one they call loopback. Here's what that means. When you're in mixing mode, the mic is off. All you hear is the audio coming from the device, being captured by the PRISM software and directed to the stream. An example of that is the introduction. PRISM Live Stream Live Studio allows you to set a multimedia file, like my introduction, the video, and that is in mixing mode and the mic's off. I can sit here and go blah 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 blah, and nothing happens because the mic's not on. But now the mic is on. Let me play you a little piece of music, and you will notice that it's heavily balanced on one side, like the wrong way. Watch this. Okay, now you see how that is heavily on one side. That's because now we're in what we call loop back mode. Every multimedia file that plays audio has a slider built in that you can adjust the volume. Now the reason they have this mode is because it comes out of the speakers and it's picked up into the mic. Now remember I told you that we're broadcasting in stereo, so my speaker on my phone is on this side. Okay, it's over there. It's on this side. And that's the side that you just heard the song on that was heavy, because it's coming out of the speaker and going right back into the mic right there on that side. At the same time though, it's being played to the string, but because you hear the mic, it's overwhelmingly loud on that side. Now that may be a problem. There's a workaround for that. It's very easy. But what that allows you to do, for example, let me do this again. Now, I'll play this file. I'll turn it way down. Now that it's turned way down, I can talk over it. Which means if I wanted to make commentary on the video, I can do it. But you can still hear the video in the background, right? Okay, now, that's cool. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to show you the workaround. And it's unbelievably simple. All you have to do is mute the microphone in PRISM Live Studio, and it goes into mix mode, and the audio is perfectly balanced and sent to the live stream. That's how you do it. And I never knew it. It's been this way all along, but it wasn't, hey Matthew, but it wasn't well explained in the documentation. In fact, it wasn't explained at all. So I wrote back to Jake and I offered to write a technical article, or maybe the operational part of it for the manual. But this all comes back to, I've been busy in the studio. I entered a mixing contest and I didn't win it. I don't care about that. But it's so bizarre that the winning mix, I thought, is like not very creative, and they just took the easy route out by just playing loops and cutting it and pasting it and editing it. Now I did a lot of editing on it too, but what I did was I played 4 tracks of keyboards and I played 6 tracks of guitars, and I edited the song and I added a guitar section. It did not have a guitar solo. It does now, and I used the Brian May guitar and it sounds a lot like Queen. So now that I can easily play this. I wanted to play this for you before on PRISM Live Studio, and when I tried to, it was all on one side and it sounded bad. Now, I would like to play this song for you. It's by an artist called Daywave. I'd never heard of him. I'd never heard of this song before. But I know a new wave sound, a new wave record when I hear one, because I mixed hundreds of them in Boston back in the 80s. So this guy came out like 5 years ago, and he's basically doing stuff we were doing 20 years ago, which is okay. Anyway, what I did was, you'll hear it's a new wave tune. Oh, by the way, I did all new drums too. Drums are terrible. The stems are horrible, man. The vocals were all distorted. It was a stereo track and the balance was off. There's some stupid spring reverb on it. It sounds like he plugged an SM58 into a Fender Twin reverb and turned the reverb up as a guitar amp to sing in. Anyway, the name of the song is called Potions. I'm going to play you my version of the mix now, and I want you to understand the drums I did, the underlying keyboards that sound like vocals and strings and stuff I did. The clean guitars are original, all the vocals are original, and the bass is original, but the heavy guitars and the lead guitars are all me. I did it in my own studio, so I want to play this for you, but I'm going to line it up and I'm going to turn the mic off. So here we go. Let me get this out of the way, and I'll turn the mic off right now, and I'll play this tune for you. And you can find it somewhere. It's on Meta Pop and some other places. I think it's been released. So here we go. I'm gonna turn my mic off now. All right, anyway, that was Potions by Daywave, and I didn't write it, not my lyrics or anything, but it's, what you heard was about 60 or 70% me, because I haven't mixed it and mastered it in my studio. Yeah. So let's try these. These are the cheese style, and these are kind of odd. They're Cheetos, but they're really tiny. Let me see if I can show. They're tiny, tiny little pieces. See, this is like, oh yeah. Definitely Cheetos. So now that we know the mechanics, and thanks, Dave, I appreciate it. I mean, thanks, Matthew, I appreciate it. Now that we know the mechanics of PRISM Live Studio and what's going on, and we can publish this information and let people know how they can play music on it, this is going to open up a whole new segment here for solo artists like me. because I have a lot of stuff that I'm working on that's like in between, and I'm doing mastering jobs for artists that are going to release these things, and they're release ready, and they'll let me play them on here. So it's really really quite amazing. I'm working with an artist from North Carolina named Robert Monahan.com, by the way. He's a published author. And he's got some really amazing, amazing tunes. I actually have, you know something? I could play it for you. You guys want to hear it? You still got your earbuds in? It would take me about 30 seconds to hear it. Now, Kim, the last time that you were on Periscope, I think you did a short scope from the Maldives, right? As I recall, is that right? Anyway, there's a song called Love Passed Me By that Robert Monahan did, which I think is absolutely brilliant. And so I'll, if you want, I'll play it for you if you don't. Okay. But I mean, yeah, but I mean, you did broadcast from there, so, as I recall. So yeah, that's cool. Well, we have a line group, and you're welcome to join us there. And for anyone else who's interested, we my email address is at the bottom, latenight@taiwanlive.tv. latenight@taiwanlive.tv. So, all right, if you would like for me to play this, Robert will not mind. I did not have it set up. Let me do this. It's going to give me the library. Now, don't worry about it for a second. I'm just going to go down here because I just got to scroll because they're all in alphabetical order. I just got to get to the L's, and I should have the master right here. Yes, here it is. And this is a really, really good tune, I think. I'm going to add this right now. Okay, here we go. I'm going to turn my mic off before I play it. And this is Robert Monahan. Now let me just give you a little bit of a background before I play this. This is a 35-year-old analog tape master. It was in terrible shape. The spectrum was gone. It was all muffled sounding. The lead vocal was panned way over to one side, and it was just out front and just, you know, so using some modern spectral editing tools, I completely disassembled. Oh, by the way, put your earbuds back in. If you've got them out, please put your earbuds back in, okay? You'll need them for this song. I disassembled. I didn't have tracks. I just had a stereo mixdown master. That's it. I didn't have individual tracks, so I couldn't go back and like do a remix. So I disassembled the song. Spectrally, I surgically removed the vocal, denoised and rebalanced the background track, reintroduced the vocal, in the center and denoised it also. So it was quite an engineering challenge. And as you listen to it, you may hear some spatial anomalies going on. If you're just a music consumer, you might not, but engineers would probably hear something. And at some point, you just have to live with it, because it is 35 years old. But we otherwise never would have been able to use it. So here we go. I'm going to turn my mic off. This is Robert Monahan's Love Passed Me By. Mic off. Ooh, I'm sorry. What I think that means is, let me think about this. It doesn't like the bit rate or the sample rate. That's a 24-bit, 48 kilohertz. Now the other file that I played was 16-bit. This is interesting. So you guys get to go along with me on this technical journey of finding out what PRISM will do. I'm really sorry, that probably hurt. There's a bunch of white noise. I don't know why that happened. I'm going to try it one more time before I turn my mic down. Nope. Okay. That's really strange. That is not gonna play. Sorry. Hi, Myrna. Welcome on Twitch. We have Twitch connected. Actually, for those of you who don't know, we're broadcasting on 5 platforms tonight. I used to do that a long time ago. Then I narrowed it down. So right here with PRISM, excellent. It's Periscope, YouTube, Twitch, and it's Vaughn and also Africa TV. I had to change my username and everything. Africa TV, lost my account. It's really strange. Okay, so for example, I want to log in, and for some reason I don't know what my password is. I don't know why. Can't find it, because I logged in with Twitter and it won't let me do that anymore. So there really, wasn't like a password. So if I say lost password, use the email I signed up with, it says email doesn't exist. But I sent a screen capture of my welcome email on that email address to Africa TV. Then if I want to sign up, then if I look, I try to find my password on the email. It says email doesn't exist. Then so I try to find my password based on my username. Username doesn't exist. Okay, but I can, unlogged in, I can search and find my old username. So if I try to sign up, everything's okay until I try to use my old username, then it says it's taken. But the system says it doesn't exist, but it's taken. It's just so weird. And I wrote no less than 8 emails to them. And I got one very unhelpful email back from them. And I realized, as a platform, they're technologically superior, but as customer service, they suck. So I just used Twitch and signed up again. So I'm broadcasting on Africa TV as Taiwan Live, not Taiwan Live TV like everywhere else, right? But the bizarre thing is I can't connect with PRISM like I can with everything else. So I have to RTMP, which means I don't get comments from Africa, which is bizarre because PRISM Live is the only third-party app that has ever been able to capture Africa TV comments. I've been broadcasting on Africa TV for several years with Restream.io, and there was never any way to capture the comments, and PRISM is able to do that, but I can't connect with it. Anyway. But in every other area of my life, I'm blessed. So what am I complaining about? So Mirna, how are things there? How's everything in Texas? Boy, this boss gave me some peanuts and they're really, really amazing. I'm having such a good time, so. Yeah, not many, but I do. But then again, I never tried to promote it. Africa is one of those platforms where nobody gets high views except a certain few, like the pyramid is really sharp. But it's the same old thing. It's surgically augmented females dancing, scantily clad, that kind of stuff. So, we're going to try these in a few minutes. So if I do this, and I turn my mic off, then you'll hear this better. I did, but not anymore, because I had to change, but I never had more than like maybe 5 or something. Turn my mic off because there's something I want to do right now that I know how to play the audio.
Hi, this is Dave in Osaka, live from Greenland, and you're watching Taiwan Live TV with MJ Klein.
All right, there you go. Fantastic. Now, one of the things Jake is working on is auto remove. That's what I'm trying to say. When PRISM plays a file like that, and it reaches the end, it stops. So say hi. Say hi. I'm Dave, and then it's like, and you have to physically remove it. So they're considering doing that. Now, there's 2 other things that are going on with PRISM that are going to make a difference. Later this month, they're coming out with, oh my goodness. Later this month, actually in October, I mean, they're coming out with a bunch of new beauty enhancements. And Jake said that the ladies are probably going to love these. And I said, well, since I'm 64, I could probably use a little skin smoothing myself. But you guys don't know this because you can't see this, but there is an absolute ton of stuff. Not only are there all kinds of filters, like these black and white filters and things that you can get or whatever, like if you want this kind of a look. But there's all kinds of stickers and stuff. Not that I know of. I think I asked him that before, because what I asked him about was, is there any way through the API call that we can, say for example, tell the Periscope app our location, so that it would register and show up on the stream? And he said no, they don't support that. So far. Yeah, it doesn't look like it. Now, I'll reiterate that I would be more than happy, to go back and talk about that. One thing that I do like about PRISM is that it enables you to update the name of the stream and the information and even the thumbnail while you're live, and that's really cool. And they, more than like the other, let's see, where would that be? Was that here? Yeah, Super Chat, yeah. They have implemented something that they never implemented fully and Periscope for Android, you know, and that's on-screen drawing, you know. It's like they never did that, but they have it. And it's multiple colors, and you can even change it and make it into, like, you know, a brush or something or whatever. And it's and you can, you know, back it off one at a time, and any kind of, you know, exotic colors that you want. Like the pen, and let's go back here to this color. Oh, for some reason it's only showing me white. Don't know why, but yeah. Anyway, so hang on. Why is that going only? Okay, this is now that's really thick, and then that's yeah. Anyway, so you get the point. But there's a lot of different things that they have in here. All these different hearts and congratulations and stuff like if you know you're doing a oh, it didn't do it. Oh, hang on, sorry. Yeah, any questions? Okay, for example, any questions? You want to thank your followers. Then it, yeah, okay. So thank you so much. And there's different categories like greetings, love, fun, OMG, angry, sad, awesome, congratulations, stuff like that. Then there's let's see, go back this way. Oh no, there's different backgrounds that you can have. They gotta load. My internet connection is slow here because of this neighborhood. But you can have these kind of, you know, backgrounds. And like this one's kind of funny. Let this one load for a second. Live channel. That's kind of funny. And now it's saying that my internet connection is unstable. One of my favorites is if you have the anaglyph glasses where one side is green and one side is red, you know, for 3D. They actually have like kind of a 3D anaglyph thing going on here. Like this. Yeah. So almost looks like TV. So if you were to like go on the other camera, you know, like a real retro kind of thing. See what I mean? And of course you can just go back to you know, to the original. Cancel this. And then they got faces. And different. This like some of these are hilarious. I've done a couple of these before. Let me show you, like, one of my favorites. And this is all within PRISM Live Studio. If it has a super fast connection, these load quick. But I don't, and it says my connection is unstable, so it's probably pixelating a little bit while it's downloading, but here we go. And I'll show you one more of my favorite ones. You go quick, you don't lose it. Now this one's interesting. The one coming up, very interesting, because it's a little robot on my head. But watch what happens when I open my mouth. So you can go. Ah! So you can go nuts with that. Then they have a section with a star, like the favorites. It's like the ones that you've used the most lately. So at some point I use the you know, the pizza one, but there are some that are actually quite good and quite useful. You know, like this one, like subscribe. And there are obviously ones that are kind of relevant for our situation. Somebody says, MJ, you're streaming and you're not wearing a mask. Okay. This is like, for me, this is the best way right here. Because I get to wear a mask and I can just go. And it comes right back. It's pretty good. I mean, so this is why we love PRISM. So there you go. Now, I just ate these Cheetos. They're pretty good. I can put them in a bowl and they're like little crumbs. I know, it's amazingly good, isn't it? These are chicken flavored. Alright, now, before I go any further, really, what I'd like to do is, because they've been with me for a long time, so I'd like to thank my sponsor, ivideo.com.tw. Now, depending on the platform you're watching, you can look in the description or in the profile, and you can find a 10% discount code that you can use every time you use their services. Now, I know it's difficult, you know, it's difficult for them right now because people aren't traveling as much. But even domestically, their service is very good. This neighborhood is bad. Even though this is the industrial park, it's a cutting edge area. Excuse me, I'm gonna mute my mic. It's a cutting edge area. The internet service here is far behind. 5G has been implemented here in Taiwan, and all the major carriers are offering it, but they're offering it in Taipei and Kaohsiung and Taichung, but here in Podunk they said they might get it in 2 years. Great. But ivideo.com.tw has been providing my internet services for almost 3 years, and they're really good. I use their service in Thailand back in January and early February. It's fantastic. Now these are the chicken ones. And like most of these chippy things, it just smells like monosodium glutamate. But let's try this. I better start over. Interesting. These are very spicy. I mean, like black pepper. Wow. Those are absolutely nothing like what I remember for Cheetos ever. And I did get, I don't know where I got it, but I got a bag of real Cheetos probably like 5 years ago. Remember, the real Cheetos was like having a bad cigarette habit. You know, the tips of your fingers would all be yellow from eating them. You know what I mean? You couldn't wash it off. It was like pretty crazy. All right, so those were good, and we're drinking the monkey shoulder with a little ice, and it's no, it's a good night, and this week's been pretty good. So I've been rebuilding my studio, and I got a new 32-inch curved monitor that fits right in front of the console between the recording monitors, and I'm using it for editing, and it makes my life a lot easier for editing, way more than I ever thought it would. All right, now, let's do this. I'm gonna do a double palate rinse. These are the ones that I've been wanting to try. Of course, these are famous American brand Lay's. And this is Korean style, and it's a deep fried chicken flavor, and it's spicy. This word "la" means it's a spicy flavor, and you can see like it's got like, I don't know what that is. You guys have seen this. I forget what they call this. This Korean chicken that's kind of crunchy. I'm sure there's people on Africa TV that are typing the answer, but I can't read it. So of course that's an African. Hey, Patty, how are you? Yes, it has been a long time. Fist bump to you. Nice to see you. My goodness. Say hi to Patty, everybody. Yeah. Long-time supporter from way back when. Wow, it's good to see you. Here in Taiwan tonight, I wanted to mention it's been raining, like the exhaust fans in the foyer of my house haven't even come on. Yeah, I better read the label. Yeah, you know what? You're right about that, but this is not a Frito-Lay thing. And the problem, like I was saying in Chinese, they don't always label. I'm taking a quick scan. They don't always label artificial sweeteners the same way, you know. No, it just says artificial flavors, but it in Lao Wei is in okay, Zuyo, so it's got pork oil, pork fat in it, and okay, so I don't see the most commonly spelled. Well, I know they're Chinese words, but the most commonly spelled way of saying artificial sweetener is not on here, but it does actually say sugar, and it is 5.8% sugar because it's 5.8 grams per 100. And of course, carbohydrates are high. Carbohydrates are 55.7, so it's definitely not something you want to eat a lot of, especially if you got type 2 diabetes. Now, so here's the Korean stuff. I like the Korean, and I forgot how to read Korean. I forgot how to read Korean like 20 years ago, so I've been concentrating on Russian and Chinese. So, and the funny thing is outside, of course, English, outside of Chinese, the other language that I speak in Taiwan more than any other language besides Chinese is Thai, believe it or not. And that's crazy. All right, so here's the chips. Now we're going to do a review of these. Now, of course, it's the usual. I can't tell what it is by smelling the chips kind of experience. I don't smell the monosodium glutamate or the heavy pepper. It's actually light, and it's not even really potatoes. It's like, I don't know what this is, but that's what happens with these potato chips. I don't know how they do this. It's alchemy. So, out of the bag, it's the same thing. Now, I can't really taste the chicken, but we're gonna see. Well, you got to. I mean, I treat all foods the same, whether I'm tasting a whiskey or what. I'm gonna tell you right now, I give these like a 0 or a 1. They're nothing. I mean, I can taste a little spice, but it's definitely, and I'm very familiar with Korean spices, it's definitely not, and Dave knows what I'm talking about. This is definitely not a Korean spice. It's just kind of like a what we call la fin, just like a cayenne powder kind of thing, you know. But there's I don't take, and I've had this chicken before, and I forget what they call it, but we just call it Korean fried chicken, you know, just like it says, you know. This word means Korea, and this word means style. So this would be hansi, and then it says that it's a spicy deep fried chicken, and these two words mean flavor together. So that's all it is, and it's not any more specific than that. But now I took a little bit bigger hit, and I'm definitely tasting some sweetness that wasn't there before. But this is we're gonna put those down. That's definitely not one of the better chips that I've had. We're gonna go back to our bacon wraps, which I have dipped in the powder, the white pepper, and the cayenne. Well, it's just I tasted a little more detail with a larger amount, but actually, Patty, no, you know those things, right? I mean, over at the Highlight, they have like steak flavor, and you swear. I mean, I ate them one night, and you should have seen my face. I'm like, because it tasted like I was eating a ribeye steak. I'm like, wow. So I know it's a sacrilege. I'm going to put more. I know. And some of the lobster ones, you'd have to go back and look, because I don't remember. But some of the streams, some of my followers wanted me to check out some chips occasionally. And like, one of the other ones that I do remember was, you know, like the national dish of Thailand is called kapao. You know, it's like they call it sometimes amazing basil or basil pork or something like, depending on what it, you know, where you live. And I just read it on the bag. It said Thai style kapao, and I'm like, man, I got to get this. And I tasted it. I was like, and I eat that dish like every week. And I fell off my chair. I was like, man, this is great. I don't even have to go eat the kapao. I just go eat the chips. But anyway, so I'm drinking a little blended scotch, monkey shoulder. I never had monkey shoulder. I don't drink too many blended scotches. I like the single malts, but I do like one blended scotch, the Teachers, because it has a nice peat flavor. There's no peat in this, and I found it to be a little bit too harsh. Although I'm a big flavor guy and I love hot spicy food, and I usually don't hit the wall on spice too easy. But this was like, this actually in Chinese, when we describe alcohol, we would say it was la, which is that spice flavor, like it was hot. It just means it's it has a bite, and I think the monkey shoulder has too much bite, and so I wanted to add a little water. But I'm Taiwanese, so I added ice. So this is monkey shoulder, blended scotch, monkey shoulder with ice. And I think I probably just lost half of my followers. So we're talking about humor and before, and cross-cultural humor. There was an old Three Stooges routine, you know, from the 1930s that I tried here several times in time when I was telling people the joke, where my friend was drinking, you know, soup. We say drinking soup, eating soup, drinking soup in Chinese, but you know, so I'm telling a joke in Chinese. What I'm doing is I'm translating a Three Stooges routine, and it's like, you know, the guy's going, and he's making this obnoxious noise, you know. So if you saw the Three Stooges, Mo goes, you know, hey, he says, you know, it's impolite, and he goes, oh, excuse me, like this. And so I told that joke in Chinese. Now you can't say, hey, you're making too much noise because it ruins a joke. You just have to say, oh, you喝汤这么没礼貌, like you're drinking soup, it's so impolite. But you don't tell them why. And then the guy goes, oh, 不好意思, oh, excuse me. And then put fingers up like that. That works here. Just so you guys know, that works. That kind of humor works. Now, a couple of weeks ago I played a video. When we were in East Taiwan, recently we were on a whale watch. We didn't see any whales, we saw dolphins. And I played the video, and because we had the audio problem, you couldn't really hear it that well. What I'd like to do is play it again with the corrected audio, and you get to see the nice blue Pacific water and the rocky coast a little bit, but the beautiful coast off East Taiwan, and some dolphins interacting. I'd like to play that now. So let me turn my mic off now. We'll go ahead and do that. I'll be right back.
这边呢，代表这附近他有想要吃的食物，他要吃花枝啊、金鱼啊、海瓜、鲱鱼啊，都是他喜欢吃的食物。来稍微带一下我们右手边那个船头有没有？哦，那个船的船头有海豚在那边，有没有？它在领航机的感觉，有没有？哎，非常可爱。它的海豚呢，很喜欢在船头。 太厉害了哦 ！OK， 旋转7圈半哦。我们说这个哦，海上芭蕾舞者就是这种哇，非常厉害哦。超强的海豚哦，旋转7圈半，大家都有看到。
No wonder they're running away. They're yelling.
好来，现在在我们的船头，哇，右手边游来游去，有没有？在2艘船的船头这边，哦，游来游去。 现在在这个龟山庄上的水下，哦，非常厉害，等一下会游过来，游来游去，2个船头这边转来转去，他很骄傲的，有没有看到？他很喜欢秀，喜欢就是说在船头那边哦，让大家看他的表演，非常的聪明。那这边哦，海豚呢，它游的速度很快。 它游的速度可以高达到50-60公里左右哦，那我们船最快的话30-40公里，所以它速度比我们快。那不用担心我会撞到它，因为它有很强的回音定位系统哦，很强的回音定位系统。好啦，现在就在我们的右手边，龟山朝日号。那这种海豚呢，一次它一次怀孕8到9个月哦。 那它的寿命约莫30岁，那它一天可以吃到13斤的鱼类哦，所以渔民早期不喜欢它哦，喜欢把它屠宰来吃。那现在列为保育类的，应该将来会越多，因为吃一只要30万罚款哦，非常贵哦，所以呢现在就不能再吃了哦。OK， 那现在下线招待一下。看好看满，拍好拍满。那因为龟山岛呢，它是台湾3大渔场，多附近有2个养殖交汇，那2个养殖交汇就叫
Now, you heard my commentary. No wonder they're running away. They're yelling. That's what I don't get. A guy will be on the golf course, you know, taking a putt. Everybody's whispering. And the announcers, if he makes this putt, he'll be 2 strokes behind the leader. And he has a chance to catch up and win the tournament. It's like, what are you whispering for? But something as beautiful in nature as a dolphin breaching, and they're screaming out loud. But you know the dolphins are doing it. Dolphins are going, okay, you ready? You ready? Okay. Go to the surface and listen, ready? I'm going to make them yell. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Come back. See, I told you. I got the humans well trained. So the dolphins do, I think, have the humans well trained. So that about wraps it up, guys. Thanks so much. And I'm sorry I wasn't on earlier this week. I've been really busy. I've been doing some, like I said, I did a big rewire job in my studio. It came out great. Everything's tied up. It's in the wire troughs properly because I finally got a stable configuration. And I've been doing some mastering jobs and some other things. I'm going to find out why that Robert Monahan file will not play on PRISM Live Studio. I'm going to have to do another tech report to them. But look for this. Look for the next month, more of the beautification tools. And in December, PRISM Live Studio. Thank you, Kim. I appreciate it. PRISM Live Studio is coming out with, you see these, you know, the comments? Thank you so much. Thank you. They're coming out with a widget that's web-based, a web-based chat widget. So you can change things like the dwell time on the stream so it doesn't stay there constantly, you know. If you want, you can change the font size and the color, so it's going to be great. And apparently you can change the, well, apparently because it's web-based, there's going to be a number of different things that you can change. That's coming out in December. And my guess is because it's web-based, now we'll be able to bring Chatburn to the iOS devices too, which is important. Thanks everybody. Thanks for joining. I appreciate it. Appreciate your support. Love all you guys. Really. Thank you. Thank you, Patty, and you too. And I occasionally check in on you on Instagram, see what's going on. See you next time. And just because oh, thanks, Mike. Thank you. Next time, say hi from the beginning. Fist bump from you, or for you. And kind of like, because of nostalgia, I'm going to do this for the old followers from the old day. Take care. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye. All right. That was fun.